Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a special day and it's going to be a special stream, as particularly my side project, The Circle. We have released our debut album, Metamorphosis, and which has been long awaited, and we worked on it in 2020. And then I was asked in 2020 as well, I believe, in the beginning of 2020 by Stan, who is going to be joining us, and we'll be chit-chatting about a lot of stuff. And I was asked to check out the material and if I would be interested in doing something about it, as particularly vocal wise and lyrics wise. So I told to Stan that of course send me the material and I'll check it out. And after listening to the material, I was very interested, and we just took it off from there. And the whole album was a concept album, so it was much kind of like form of writing for me was much easier in that sense because we had a full-on concept. So everything went great. Pretty stoked about listening, like getting your feedback on the last song that we have released with the album release now, because we have released 3 songs already, 3 videos, and now the 4th one will be released. The video-wise will be released later, but the song is already there, and you can listen to the full album in some place where we will definitely be sharing the link with you guys. So what you gotta do is now welcome Mr. Stan as well. And here he is. Hello, Stan. How are you doing, man?
Hello, I'm doing fine actually.
That is
Hope
great.
you great as well.
That is indeed true. Congratulations, man. We released the album.
Yes, finally, after
Exactly.
too many years.
It's been a while. So to talk about it, like when did it start? When did you actually started working on the whole thing? What was the initial thing?
Let me think. I think it was 2018.
Right.
2018, I wrote the first song. But it was like more just for fun. I collected some ideas and everything, and the first song came together.
Right.
And then 2019, mid 2019, then we kind of came up with the concept, and I met Alex, and we decided
Mm-hmm.
to take full place with the album, and it got more like into the final product it is today. And
Right.
from there on, like it went like pretty smooth.
So what was
Yes,
the first song that you wrote
it was
in 2018?
yeah, it was the third one, Wrath. Yes, Wrath was the first one.
Right, but that's the English title. Zorn
Yes, Thorn,
is the
Thorn.
German title. So why did you
Yes, that's
come
not
to a
Thorn.
point in changing because what I remember is
Yes,
that the titles were like all the discussion was happening in English. And
yes.
what was the point behind that you decided to change, not the working titles particularly, because the working titles were different, and just these eventually the titles which ended up in the album. Why did you decide to go with the German titles?
Well, we did it from the beginning. Actually, it was our idea because I mean we are a German band and we wanted to
Right.
have like a bit of German identity in the titles, and it made
Right.
it more mysterious in our opinion because it's like everybody has the English titles, and
Mm-hmm.
it sounded for us then more mysterious and also a bit better for the fitting for the band. We
Right.
decided all the English titles first since it was easier. Like discussing the idea behind the songs, and why we choose certain emotions and certain things for every song, because it's then easier to discuss it in English
Right.
since
Right.
German, I mean,
But
I think you speak a bit of German.
the thing about this third song,
Yes.
which is Zorn, and particularly which is Wrath in English,
Yes.
used to have a different name before, but then I thought that it would not represent. I changed it to Wrath. What was that before?
I think we went with Hass, hate.
Hate. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
it began.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So then we changed it to Wrath. Yeah, that I
Yes.
remember. But
I think
yes,
it was even in the beginning it was Rev actually. When I discussed with Alex, we were
right.
like we call it like Rev or hate.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, yeah, let's go for hate. And then you suggested like maybe not change it to F, and it would be more fitting for the lyrics and everything. And then
I
we thought,
see. See,
yeah,
the
then
gut,
from
then the gut feeling always goes, always
yeah,
wins,
it's like if you get different opinions, and maybe then
right?
you some changes and you change the view on it.
Exactly, exactly. And as you were asking, and yes, I do speak German as well. So that was,
Yeah,
you know, even though for us speaking in English had been much easier and, the communication and all that kind of stuff, it just is
for
difficult
sure.
to sometimes think in different languages and different things and
Yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah, blah. It's
I
too
know
many things,
totally.
too many things. By the way, ladies and
Exactly.
gentlemen, in the chat, you are definitely welcome to, ask us questions because this is a Q&A session. And of course, well, I'm celebrating it with water, but we are definitely celebrating the album release Metamorphosis of the band. And yeah, so do ask us any questions you have in mind. And if you have listened to the album, let us know which song do you like the most and why do you like it the most. And we will be discussing like among us about different things, different topics. But yeah, you're more than welcome to join in. But how has what was the whole point when you started writing a song in 2018? Because I remember that before the circle came to formation, you already had the same lineup with a different name before.
Yes, yes, I was Vagrant. That's correct. We had like in 2019 we had one album.
Hmm.
Yeah, right on we published there. And then it was actually the idea to write a second album for Vagrant.
Hmm.
Uh, but we had we were like in discussion on which direction we should go, like music wise and
Right.
stylistic. And we realized it wasn't our thing anymore what we did on the first album.
Right.
And then it was like kind of the idea, like let's go a different direction, let's go a bit darker, let's go a bit more on serious topics. Because the first one was like a more pagan influence. Then we decided maybe it's better to like reform the band and do a new name and new image because it wasn't quite fitting with the old material anymore. And
I see. I
yeah,
see.
that's where the idea came from. Then
Right.
let's do the circle. Then
Yeah. But
keeping
who
it
came
on.
up with the name of who came up with the idea of the circle?
That was Alex, where he came up with the band name. We were discussing some other names,
All right.
and then he came up with the circle like as the final one.
All right.
Yeah,
All right. But
that's
Eilish, by the way, thank you very much for letting me know because I completely forgot to put off my monitor, so that's one of the reasons why the echo has been happening. So I'm having
yeah.
in ears, so I can't hear anything, right? So I didn't know that, but thank you for letting me know about that. I just noticed because I was just working on things like on the monitor, so I didn't forget to put them off. But thanks. Um, yeah. So the circle then, because there's gonna be a lot of questions has been asked to me about the name because I've been as a hired gun I didn't have the choice for that, but later on I came to realize that there are a hell lot of bands which are already called. I mean, pretty much like Sammy Hagar has a band as well that's called The Circle. That's like super band.
Yeah, and the Sammy Hagar thing, it's quite funny
Mm-hmm.
because no one knows how the band is actually called. Since on every kind of page you find something about it, it's
Right.
like labeled in a different way. It's like sometimes it's semi at the label at the label page. It's like labeled as Sammy Hagar.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube, it's also Sammy Hagar and sometimes Sammy Hagar in the Circle. And on Spotify, it's just labeled as the Circle. It's like
Right.
kind of no one knows how the band is actually called. So
Right.
they have
Right.
like multiple ones. But it was
Exactly.
for us. It wasn't like just the Circle as a band name. It was more like a thing for the whole community. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the whole community is the Circle.
Right.
That's why we choose something that's also fitting to name the whole thing around the project of all the fans and all the supporters around it.
Right.
So it should be just like a cool name that sounds cool, and that's it. Should like fit the whole the whole thing around the band, what's happening around the music, and
Right.
that's why we went for these circles. It's like all these religious groups, the small ones. Now, I don't know the English word, but I think you know what I mean. It's like like a small order, something like this
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
mentioned.
Right.
Yeah, meant like this.
Right. Ilis is asking the question regarding does the name cause trademark issues in that case? Not sure how that works in the industry. Nah, it's not gonna be a problem anyways. I mean, like there are so many things that are already happening under so many different, you know, similar names and same name that generally, if you don't hit the $1 million shot, till then it's not a problem. It's definitely not
Yes.
an issue. Then the trademark is not there. Because that's such a unique, it's not such a unique name, you know. The circle is particularly can be used in many, many things. So it's not going to be a trademark issue in that sense. Because if you even take out like Wintersun, for instance, like Wintersun, there's a hotel in Australia called Wintersun. It's like, okay, right. So there are a lot of places like that, you know, take Wintersun as name as well. So particularly with Damnation Plan, people called us Damage Plan. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. That's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great
That
one.
that works. I'm definitely in Damage Plan. Yeah, right. Okay, talk about the concept of the album. How did you or whose idea was it and how did you come about the concept? Because that's how you approached me with the full thing. Like, okay,
I
here's
think
the
so.
concept. This is what we're looking for.
I actually I know when it happened, and because it wasn't like just Alex or me who came up with the concept. We were like together working on some videos for me for my private YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
and then I showed him like the new material I had for Vagrant in mind, and then we just talked about like what direction the album should be because I wanted to do like a concept album again for this
Right.
album, and then we like discussed and came together like natural. Like we were discussing things, and I had ideas, then he had again ideas, and that add up like to this whole metamorphosis concept that we came up then in the end.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, it was 2019, mid of 2019. Then we had like the full concept, and from there, like the album was written pretty fast, actually.
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
Yes,
Yeah. So to what we have discussed and but to what I know definitely like 100% of the composition has come from you. But what struck you or what strikes you the most that you pick up an inspiration and start to work on a song? How does it begin in your books?
that's depends actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's like mostly I tend to not write like just a song and then I came up with the idea. Let's make an album out of it. It's more like
Right.
mostly the kind of raw concept. Like it can be just like a stylistic direction I want to go have in mind, or like a certain topic can be anything that happens, for example, in life, bullshit that happens, or things that inspire someone. And then like I've an idea in mind, then mostly the songs come natural, pretty fast.
Right.
Since I think I don't take more than 2 or 3 weeks for writing one song, which
All right.
is it was different in the past. But if the inspiration is there and like the idea that I want to go towards, then the songs come together pretty fast, actually.
Right. Right. That's interesting. So let's talk about Stan. Like what since like since you work on 2 weeks period of time, let's say a song, right?
Yes.
What has been the biggest inspiration that has come to you or has been your biggest inspiration with this album? Which bands would you pick up or which
Which
songs particularly you would say
which
that
bands? Let me think. What I listened to back then when I wrote it. Think it was lots of for the first song. Definitely back then I discovered the latest Der Weg einer Freiheit. I don't know
vegan who?
if you know the guy.
And no, no I
It's
not sure if I know him.
it's German black metal.
All right.
It's like they find that Season of Mist.
Ah, okay. No,
I
sorry.
probably you saw about them because they have like a really crazy drummer.
All right. Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, Tobias Schuler. I don't know if you heard from him.
Sorry.
Then you
No.
need to catch up on this.
All right. All right. Sure
But
thing.
it's like more like modern post black metal. It sounds pretty much like the song Wrath in this direction.
All right.
But this was probably like the main band I listened to when songwriting started to, and then some others came together like uh, I think yeah, Neoblivis Caris. That was also the time when I discovered them.
Right.
Like the latest album on that was it's also a really great one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Besides that, really, it's yeah, the
Because
Alcest also some of the atmospheric Alcest stuff also a big
interesting.
inspiration.
Interesting.
Yes.
Because I remember when I heard the demos, I was referring to as like there was one song particularly. Not gonna name it. People need to go listen to the album and maybe make the connection. Because if I say everything about it, then there's no fun. So, but the song was very much that I wrote you immediately that it sounds like Behemoth. What did do you
Yes, I
remember
know.
that?
Yeah,
Right.
I know which one you mean.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
but here's the fun
But it
fact, I never
has
listened to Behemoth, to a full album of Behemoth.
yeah, yeah, but like but you did listen to Behemoth, but not
Yeah,
under
for sure. Sure.
yeah, yeah. But not
It's
during
like
this time when you were making.
no, I just know some songs from Behemoth that I listened to
Right.
1 or 2 times, or some friends showed me, some stuff from them they like, but it was never that I really listened to a song like Behemoth, like on purpose.
Right.
Maybe it was probably like an accident that it's like that I picked up maybe I listened back then, at one Behemoth song I listened to one of, and then
Right.
the song came together, like yes.
Right. So but what about the guitars now? Like who has like that songwriting wise that we talked about here. But what about the guitars? Like if you would put like the certain solo sections that you had, certain, guitar sections that you had, what were the influences and who would you put to the top that okay, well, this was what I had in mind, or not even necessary that you had in mind, but you would say like okay, these were the guitar players that have influenced me to get to where you were at that stage to
Yes,
write that stuff.
yes, there were quite some. I don't know for the specific sections. I don't have like any
Mm-hmm.
guitarists in mind. I would like to want it to sound like, but in general, um, I would say Jason Becker had lots of influence,
Oh wow.
especially the older stuff. It's like to me, it was like far ahead of the time back then, and I don't want to know what would have happened if we would still be able to continue these days.
Right. Right.
Yes, yes.
Right. That would be
Uh,
insane amount of stuff. Yeah.
yes, I mean what he did, and I mean he was younger than me back then.
Right. 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 Exactly. Some people
Yeah.
are just freaking blessed in one way or the other. They're just don't know.
Yes.
Even I'm no
Yes,
like still I am what the of the age I am. I'm still like what the hell? There are kids nowadays doing like, shit tons of better stuff and much more technical or much more like
yes,
refined stuff and then you're sitting there like, okay, well,
yes,
I'm an
I know.
old goose.
Especially what you get from America or Asia. The
Mhm.
people that are
Mhm.
crazy. And in
Yeah.
Germany, it's like pretty traditional direction towards guitar. So it's
Yeah,
like it takes
what's up with Germany, man? I mean, Germany used to be at the top of its game. What happened to
yeah, but
Germany?
it's like it stopped
Why
at
do
a
they want to
certain point.
live in the old school days?
Yeah. I mean, it's not only like music-wise that Germany is like in the old days. I mean,
Yeah.
digital-wise and the whole internet thing here is still like in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. What happened? Germany was going like and then stopped. And then
Yeah,
instead of just stopping, they started going downwards. Like what the hell? Like, you know?
I think I mean, if I think of great German guitarists, like the last one that comes to mind is like Viktor Smolsky, I think.
Mhm.
And then I don't know what came up. Martin Miller, that's the still great one. But
Right. Any
after this,
other
I don't know.
any
Don't
other
know.
names that come at the top of your head? No.
For Germany, no.
It's like,
No,
what
sadly,
just
no.
happened there? I
I
mean, like,
know I know
what
a lot of
just
great guitarists and technical ones also these days, but they're not really popular because they don't promote themselves or they want to like stay like just doing the bands and stay more like in the background, which was
Mhm.
also fine.
Yeah, yeah,
But
definitely.
like really guitar players that go towards that typical guitar playing, guitar hero direction, it's not existing pretty much in Germany anymore
All right.
like it was back then. It's more like going the old traditional way, like old songwriting
Right.
and more
80s,
like
90s vibes still existing, sometimes even 70s.
yeah, but I think it's more like a mentality thing why this is happening in Germany because most people want to go like a safe career way, and that's why a lot of great guitarists like study music then and then they decide to like be like teacher or professor at a music school
Right. But I mean,
or
like,
like
how much can there be the same shit in this planet? I mean, like, how many? I don't even listen to new stuff. I don't listen to music like metal in general that much, anyways. And then
yes
it's like, because if I hear one band doing the same thing as the other band, I'm like, why the hell do I need to listen to two bands? I'm gonna stick with one, for fuck's
yes
sakes. I mean, if I'm
that's
getting one enough, like, why do I need two? Like, what's the point? Like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a Big Mac, but in a different package. Like,
yeah,
I'm
it
fine with
needs to
going
be
to one place.
it needs to be something more original than just like
Right.
going with
Copy
the same
paste,
things
like, if
over and
if if
over.
that is what the industry is about, like, that's what the if the German industry is thinking. And basically, I'm gonna not name the labels, but there are certain beautiful German labels which still reside in freaking Stone Age, probably, which I would say, like, Stone Age, basically 70s above, ahead of it. Like, if you talk with
Yes,
them about, like, digital streaming and so on, they're like, 9999, no, no, it doesn't work, no. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah,
I mean,
right, okay.
yeah, it's like it is, and I think the issue is that also, I mean, not only with the musicians and music thing that there are young people missing, but especially also in the industry, they're like the same people like that have been there 20 years ago that started the whole thing, but there are not many young people coming after that like have like an influence on it and that
Mm,
bring it like towards the
hopefully,
current age we're living in.
hopefully, hopefully. But Germany still holds up the best metal festivals in the
Yes,
planet.
yes,
On
and
the planet, I mean.
yes. Regarding this, we have
Yeah.
like opportunities to play
Yeah.
festivals, clubs. We have like that's really
Organizational
up
wise, Germans are always ahead. There's no question
yeah.
about it. The efficient, freaking damn, to the point, like, in and out, in and out. I still remember, like, when some of my friends who were still in the logistic sides of the business, and the way that Rammstein's crew gets things done, or any other bigger German band in that sense, like, it's like a fucking machine. Like, it's just in and out. It's like the whole festival, foop, done, foop, out. And the other ones are sitting around like, okay, what do we do now? So Germans are definitely very, very fast with that stuff.
Yes, I need to totally agree, and that's actually really great if you're like kind of attending a festival and you have like a schedule and know how
Mm.
everything is set up will happen, and you're like kind of on the safe side. That's
Yeah.
a great thing.
And you can rely on the whole thing as well. And same,
Yes,
like, technological element of the festivals as well. One of the best shit ever to be witnessed on a stage is Summer Breeze. I mean, the way that they handle the thing, that the main stage actually has two sides. So what happens is that the band is playing in the front, right? And the other band is actually getting prepared on the back. All happens is that the stage turns, and in 5 minutes you're ready.
yes.
It's like, what the hell? I still remember that we were standing on, and we were just like, what the hell's happening? Because before us was Bottom was playing, and I don't I still forget it till today. keep on forgetting. I think no, Creator was playing.
Oh,
Creator was playing, and we saw the whole band like when we were doing the sound check a little bit from the side. We saw the whole band like preparing, and everything was ready, and the whole flip happened because Bottom was playing before Creator, and the whole thing flipped and ready to go. And I was like, what the hell? This is awesome. Instead of everybody doing it on stage and putting the black drop, and, the other stage happens, like in Wacken, for instance. So you have
yes, yes.
one bigger stage, the second bigger stage. So one is getting prepared and so on. This is like two bigger stages, but in one. So it's the technological wise, like, the Germans are the great. Yeah, yeah.
It's the same like with I think Summer Breeze announced some days ago like a new concept because they want to still like make this year's Summer Breeze happen, which is like crazy. And they like
Really?
announced a new concept in which way they could make it happen, like with all restrictions and everything. I
Really?
don't believe this will happen, but I mean they're like announced on the webpage and like I think a whole file with all the
Have to check
ideas.
it out.
Yeah, that's like
Mm.
crazy.
I have a very interesting fellow colleague that who has gone from one label and now works actually with Summer Breeze. So that would be really interesting to talk with him about it because I did not
Yeah,
know that this is still gonna happen.
yeah.
But
Let's
yeah,
see if it happens. If
who
Germany is
knows
doing it. Yeah,
exactly?
but it's like really big thing. It's not like just one two
Right?
thousand people
Yeah.
because that's what last year happened. Like Wolfside Festival happened with like 1,500 people attending.
Oh, it did happen. I
Yeah, yeah,
see.
it happened. It was like the biggest metal festival happening in the year in Germany.
Exactly. Well, I mean,
Yes.
that's in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and
Yeah, but yeah, they changed location for this year because they couldn't handle all restrictions and everything that would
oh
have need
wow,
to be happened. So they changed the
I see.
location like
Right.
4 weeks before the festival and replanned the whole thing in 4 weeks, I think.
Damn.
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the story behind us as well, because the first time that we met, Stan and I, it was Wolfside Festival as well that happens in Germany.
yeah,
But
yes,
now
yes,
I
yes.
think now you should tell the story how it all happened.
Well, yeah, it was 2000. Wolf said 2018, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. And we played there one day earlier with my other band, Asim. And the fun thing is, I was in contact before with Demo because he bought a guitar in J Custom was I think Red J Custom,
Hmm.
and it was like located in my city actually, just 10 minutes walking time away from me. So he asked me to pick up the J Custom for him, and then I landed forward to him on the Wolfside Festival,
Right.
and that was the reason why we met up then actually.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly. Because
was
that was the first time that we met, and then your band, Asenblut, actually opened for Wintersun 3 shows, I believe so.
one show. It was
Oh,
in
sorry, yeah,
Bochum.
Bochum, one show. Right,
Uh,
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. It
I
was one
remember
show.
we were talking. I think we talked with Temo about like already involved said like because he was searching for the opener
Hmm.
for the Bochum show, and
Right,
then like I think was it Mo we talked to? Yeah, yeah, I think Mo called us back then and
right.
was last minute.
Yeah, Bochum was an interesting venue. I mean, it was like a tunnel. It's like literally like
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
tunnel like this.
I
And
remember.
I still remember that venue very well because if I fuck up a song ever on a stage, I would always remember the venue. And one of the songs I fucked up there, not saying which song, but I absolutely butchered the intro. I mean, I played it correctly, but the timing was wrong. So when
Okay.
I played it, I was on the stage standing looking at Temo because the part happened between me and Temo. Temo starts the song, then I come in, but I came in 4 bars early. And then I finished the part, and then I'm standing, I'm like, oh fuck. Now I have to start. So I started it then. That's why I don't forget that venue. And that
Oh my
shock
god.
that came to me, I was looking straight in the tunnel. So that's why that site never, no, not forgetting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But the
that happens.
backstage was quite interesting as well. It was right, like the kitchen was right there.
Yeah, it was like I remember that
Yeah,
great catering. That's
exactly.
what I remember as well.
Hmm.
Was amazing.
And I remember I tried to sleep at the backstage, but of course it was not possible. I mean, because we had a separate area, but
Mm.
then we kind of like combined it, and there were three bands: The Darkest Horizon, you, and us. So it was
Yeah,
like packed in kind of one bigger place. And I tried to
yeah.
sleep there, which was impossible.
I wouldn't have tried.
No, it was definitely impossible. So it was
Never
like,
works.
okay, it's not gonna work. Definitely not gonna work. So,
Never.
then you contacted me. How did you contact me? That's a good question. That we should talk about. How did you contact me? Did you write me on Messenger
Facebook
or?
Facebook Messenger is
Oh, okay.
was 1 year after end of
Right,
2019.
right.
I
So
think first time. Yeah.
how did you consider in particularly? Were there other people that you considered as well, or what went through? What happened?
Oh, that is a difficult question.
Right.
I think yeah we had like we
Let's
touched it
pour
with
out
the
some secrets out of Stan today, huh? Finally, that I get
let's
a
see
chance
let's
to
see
talk with him publicly.
oh yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah, let's see. I think back then we had old singer and we parted ways because
Hmm.
didn't work out like with the stylistic ideas we had in mind, and so we decided like to like find someone else.
Hmm.
And basically, you were the first one I wrote.
All
So
right.
it worked out perfect.
Okay. Interesting.
No, it was I was I mean I had you in mind for clean vocals for a pretty long time actually because of
All
the
right.
nation plan and all this. But then you started to do like the full vocals for the nation plan since your other vocalist, I think he was doing my migraine, I think
Yes.
again, and then decided like to like a little band. And there was one live video of you actually where you did growling vocals, and I decided
Hmm.
like maybe I should write you.
All right.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because yeah, and then I mean then you sent me some other material of your growling stuff, and you did. I remember one song you sent. I don't know if it's public. This song you sent me back then was a cover
Mm,
of
which one?
your. It was like the Jeff Loomis Keith Merrill thing, Conquering Dystopia.
Nobody knows about that, man. I told you in that email as well.
Oops.
Oops. Jesus. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, now people know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, but hey, that's gonna get released sometimes as well. So I've been in talks with Jeff as well about that. So we'll see what happens regarding that. Okay, so well, yeah, continue.
Yes, yes.
Okay, beans being spilled. Let them be spilled. Okay,
Yes.
all right. So what happened next? Because I remember you writing, and I was confused. Like, huh? What? Why? I mean, I thought that something happened with Asenblut or something, and you had some other project at that time, right? No?
Other project? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I had Upload,
Oh, yeah, no.
Vagrant, and
I thought about the exactly because I thought about the Vagrant thing. Like I was like, yeah, but you
yeah,
already
yeah, it
have
was
the
meant for
vocalist.
Vagrant,
Yeah,
but during the time, then we said like, no, we can't continue under this name. It wouldn't
right,
fit, since it was like the old thing was based like it had like a lot of pagan influences, and then the thing was based around this pagan thing.
right,
And nowadays, it's like zero pagan influence.
right. So why
So
why the pagan influence? What was the
back
point
then it
behind
was
that?
I didn't do it on purpose because I'm a big pagan fan, because normally it's like not what I listen to on a daily basis
Right.
or not anymore. And it
Right.
was like because we had a concept story and that was based like around like this pagan Viking time back then. And so we decided let's put some pagan influence in it because it's fitting the story and it's like if you tell about a story that's like happening in this time, then it's a good thing to have the influence. But all
Right.
people were just considering us like you're a completely pagan band and it's like completely pagan based and it was over like it's Viking pagan metal and then it
Yeah,
was
but
like
that's a
no.
big thing with Germany as well. They love that shit, man. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody wants to compare you to. If they like you, they always go like, "You're a pagan band." I'm like, well, fuck no, I'm
yeah,
not.
it's
It's
like no,
right.
it's not the best thing to do. Like, I
It's
mean,
like it's like the
uh,
Time album, for instance, right? Like the Time one.
yeah,
Now, I've heard it many times. It's like, yeah, I totally. It's like a pagan stuff. I'm like, what the hell? What pagan stuff is in Time album? None. Yeah, but I hear a pagan vibe in it. I'm like, you've been
I
hearing
mean,
too much of pagan shit, man. That's what the thing is.
there are probably like some folky sections in there that are influenced by it,
Yeah,
but
of
that
course, and of
doesn't make
course,
it like
Yari
pagan.
coming from Enziferum as well. So you know
Yeah,
that is always gonna be attached. It's there's no way
yeah,
getting out of that.
and
So
some way always. But it's far
exactly.
away from being pagan. I mean, if I compare it to like some pagan bands here in Germany, that's ridiculous. Like,
Right.
I don't know if you know the guys Black Messiah.
Nope.
No, that's like pretty pagan. It's a pagan
All
black
right.
metal kind of stuff, and they had like a lot of they covered this song Moscow. I don't know if you by by Genghis Khan.
Uh huh.
That's ridiculous song because yeah, I mean I
Okay.
can send it some point to you, but
Sure.
the, that's like kind of this drinking pagan music. That's
Right.
like pretty big in Germany, but there's nothing to do
Ah.
with it.
Yeah. Germans love to do and like weird things sometimes. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about like the fact about that you've been with Ibanez for a long time. What's the story behind that? Why Ibanez?
Uh,
Ibanez,
I,
for those who don't know, it's the guitar company. If you're seeing my guitars as well, most of you might
yeah,
know that, you know,
Ibanez. Yes.
exactly. So it's the guitar brand if you don't know. So
Yes.
why
I
have you
think
been with Ibanez?
back then I need to remember because I think back then I took lessons from Temu and he was always playing Ibanez for
Uh-huh.
sure.
Okay.
And that's why I was always interested in getting one. And the green one I have, the S540 custom. A friend
Mm-hmm.
of mine had this one, and he asked me if I want to buy it, and it was like pretty good price. And I always liked the guitar of him, and because of the look and
Right.
everything. And then I decided like just go for it. And since then, it's the only guitar from back in the times I kept. And since then, I think I never had something else than Ibanez.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Like
that's crazy actually.
the gaming metal mouse is writing like Eyeless wrote Ibanez. Like the gaming metal mouse wrote Ibanez. Yeah.
Ibanez.
As the Germans say, Ibanez.
Or even yeah, there's even worse one.
So what
That's
is
like
Ibanez?
I think it's because of the like nets, the word in German, and some
Yeah.
people say not internet, they say internet.
Internets, yeah.
Awful.
Ibanez. Yeah.
Yeah, but even more awful is people if people call it here like Ibane and leave out the Z at the end.
Are there some of them there as well? Really?
Yes, yes. And
Wow.
what's Gibson is also famous one in Germany. Gibson.
Jib Gibson, yeah. Yeah.
Or
It's
what once I was in the store and yeah, I remember the guy was calling like they had like a Marshall and he was asking me constantly if I want to try the Marsal. Marsal,
mm,
yes. I was like,
Mazal.
what
Mazel
Marsal?
tov.
Mazel tov. No.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I remember I got pretty confused as well once I was I don't know which festival it was, but we had a meet and greet, and somebody was telling me like, I was just asking people like, favorite band, and somebody said to me like Blind Guardian. I was like, what? Blind Guardian. I was like, okay, Blind Guardian,
No.
cool. Later on, I came to know that it's Blind Guardian. I'm like, oh wow, okay then. So yeah, but hey, Germany is not the only country with that. Like the
Yeah,
Finns,
I think
Finland
every
has
country.
Finland is way beyond it. So it's like, and yeah, India and Pakistan, you can forget about it. That's like
Yeah,
that's
that's
like all
that's
right.
that's
Yeah,
normal.
that's another world completely. Or let's say, the French people. Uh-huh. Okay.
We
Wow, that's Kazakhstan. It's a very nice. Uh, Talk about the album.
yes, let's get
Who
it.
came up with the concept of the scripts of the videos? Like, what was the whole thing? Because I remember that the whole plan of the video making was completely different, and then Uncle Corona came, and that uncle
Yes.
did really bad things around. So,
Yeah, like, and we came up with the video ideas actually in the scripts, the raw scripts, simultaneously with the album concept. Actually, that was like one thing, like because Alex is doing the whole video thing, and then we discussed like, what if you like do like a concept album with like concept videos to it, so it's
mhm,
like bigger to make it a bigger project, not just music and then cool performance videos, and so that's it.
right,
And that's how it came together. And most of the scripts, like most of the stuff, were written by him, like of the detailed scripts, and then like I read over it and I added my things to it for what I would do different, or what we could add to the videos and all this. But
right,
yeah, because of these corona restrictions, we needed to like change a bit of the initial ideas, like location wise, for example.
right,
Because
right.
indoor shooting with lots of people is not possible. Shooting in general with lots of people is not possible. I mean, I think since next week we want to shoot some videos still. So
Uh huh.
next week they changed the restrictions again in
Right.
Germany, and it will make it more difficult again, since not we're not allowed to meet up with more than one other person.
Only one.
Uh, yeah,
Uh-huh.
and we are just allowed to be outside from 5 in the morning till 10 in the evening, and then it's like,
What difference does that make?
yeah, I mean, for shooting, you mean?
No, I mean like if the public can be just out from 5 a.m. in the morning till 10
Yeah, I mean,
midnight.
the idea behind it is that they want to avoid that people, like, meet up for parties outside, or, like, but it makes no sense, because if people want to party, then they meet their friends inside, and they
They can
stay
start
there
at 5
overnight.
a. They can start at 5 a.m. I mean like what the hell?
Yeah, no, or they just start the party at 8 in the evening and continue until 5 a.m., and then they go home. It's
Ja, ja, sehr gut, oder? Ja, ja.
sehr gut, genau.
Ja, ja, sehr gut. Los, los. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So but
regarding
that's
this, we don't need to discuss if all this makes sense or not. It's at a certain point, it's like, ridiculous what happens. I
it's
don't
like
know.
very interesting. So you just mentioned about that there were more plans of video making. What are those
Yes,
plans?
since, there's one video left for the last song on the album, so this
That has
one will be
not been
done.
done yet. Ah.
No, no, no. There's
Ah.
still some things we need to consider, and there are some other videos for the other songs
Right.
that have been done already. Yes, some
I'm
basically.
clueless people here because like I did my job, I did my part,
Yeah,
rest is to them. So I get surprised from time to time as well. Like, okay, all
yes,
right,
yes, yes, yes.
that
No, no,
thing,
listen.
yeah.
Yeah, this video isn't done yet, since we planned to actually do something with. Well, we would need at least some more people, like 2 or 3.
Right.
But guess what? It's not possible.
If you're only able to meet one more person, then yeah, well,
Yeah, I mean, and one is behind the camera, and 2 can be in front of the camera. Then it's like, ooh, pretty limited. So like, we need to see how we arrange it, and in which way we can make it possible,
right.
so it's not completely. shit.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah,
Or the
yeah.
or the
But
other
I know.
way, you know, the
Yes.
other way is those back in the days home videos.
Oh,
Okay, so
God. What video
what
was done in a home?
there are many videos done at home, man. Let's not get into that topic. But what like whatever rocks your boat, you know, kind of a vibe, like you know.
Yeah.
So but hold on a minute. I need to put this put the camera on charge. So most of you might not know, but I have to let you know. Stan is seeing me from this camera, which is another camera, but you guys are
Yes.
seeing me from that camera, so that's why I had to charge it as this was getting out of the battery. All right. So you had now what are the plans actually? What is the next phase that the circle might be doing? Of course, the album is out now, the next video will be out. And what
Yeah.
is going to be happening in that department? What is the next phase?
There's some things we plan since we want to do maybe additional merchandise for this album.
Right?
Yeah, there will be come some things in the future,
Cool.
and I think I can already tell that there will be also future music.
No, that's good.
We don't want to take that much time for the new material.
Right.
I mean, since we are not a live playing band,
Right.
we can't play live at the moment.
That
What
would be
other ways are
surprising
there
if you
to?
were a live if this project was a live playing band. That's like wow. Where?
Yeah,
If they had like where? So you did like a live band? You're sure? Like there are live bands existing on this planet? Really?
yeah,
Happens? Wow. That's a news.
yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
Right.
that's. You need to find ways like to use the time or like to do what you love. I mean, if you can't play live, I think we all play live because we write music and we want to
Right.
perform it, and then we can at least have the writing music thing happening
Right.
and
Right.
the
Right.
performing. Yeah, maybe in the future.
Yeah, and I mean, like, performance is kind of out of the question this year for many, 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 many bands. Even like we thought about like 2020 is gonna be the year where the bands are gonna be packed with touring because no 2021 would be packed with
Yeah, yeah.
touring because everybody would they came to a halt in 2020. So now we are doing the
Mhm.
same thing. We are talking about like, oh well, now it's 2 years of combined touring that the bands have to do in order to suffice and whatnot. So that's gonna be 2022. Even is looking like, well, are you left with any slot that we can hire you or get you to do the show or something like this? It's
Yeah,
gonna be a very interesting mushmash. So we'll see.
yes, definitely.
Exactly. But I had a very interesting point right there regarding what was it? I completely forgot now because I haven't made any no notes for this chit chat today. So I'm like, what? Forgot about it.
Well, you
Yeah,
stop probably.
about you particularly, like what do you do? How the COVID has kind of like hit you particularly because you do teach as well guitars, and what is the regular thing that you do nowadays? This is the second pick that I dropped. Like how many picks do I drop really? Like what the
I mean,
hell?
it happens on a daily basis for me as well.
Right.
Uh,
Like
yes, I mean, obviously, since it's like more difficult to teach in person. I mean, technically I am allowed to teach in person here, but under restrictions. And
right.
I mean, that's not that funny. I mean, most people that attend the lesson, they do it for fun and because it's like their hobby, and
Right.
they enjoy the kind of guitar playing thing. And I mean, they search for a teacher they can like relate personally to, and it's like also a personal thing, like meeting a person and have like the personal interaction. And if you sit there like with a distance of 2 meters with a mask
You're like,
on, it's like
hi there. You're playing
yeah,
the wrong
like
note. That one.
yeah. I mean, if you need to show it like from the distance, it's like nonsense. And I've even a lot of people that even decided to take online lessons instead of personal ones with restrictions because it was like so like awkward to sit like there, like with a friend, with all this distance and all this. I mean, it's like
Hmm.
for sure it's like a different thing, and that's why I mostly do like the online lessons these days,
Right.
which works out sometimes better, sometimes not that good, since German internet.
Is very nice.
Yeah,
So I mean, like,
awful.
if
I
the
mean,
people are interested in the chat as well, and who are watching right now, if they want to contact you, where should they reach out to you regarding the lessons, if they're
I mean, I
interested?
can they can write me an email or on Instagram, for example.
Hmm.
That works. I can send my email in the chat so the people know.
You want to do
Uh,
that? You sure about that?
yes, I'm sure about that.
Fair enough. All right,
My
ladies and
emails.
gentlemen, you do know that it's gonna remain there forever.
Yes, my email is out there forever as well on social media
Ah, okay,
and
okay,
on
that's all
I mean,
right.
I mean, yeah, there's too much of my since of this whole data thing. There's too many information
Right.
regarding my business in the web. That's because it needs to be. People could find out anything about me
All right. Well, that's all right.
if you search long enough.
Right,
But
right,
yeah,
sure. But like, it's not just that. It's like, well, you might get spammed as well. That, ooh, want to cheat on your wife? Here's the
well,
website.
trust me, I get spammed every
I'm,
day.
yeah, like
I skip on this. It's like,
right. I just noticed as well. There's this new trend that's happening on all the YouTube videos as well. They mark down the time frame, and then they put like a link, like where to, like, hack into somebody's phone or whatever. These kind of fucking stupid shit. Like,
I don't know.
like
I don't know.
it's insane, like, amount of stupidity that exists around. But anyway, so people, you are definitely able to contact Stan and Stanley Robertson as like the whole name, but I have always called Stan. I mean, I've
Yeah,
called Stanley Stan.
I mean, it's like it started at some point. People called me like that, and it stayed.
Right.
That's easier.
Right, exactly. So yeah, give him a shout out if you want to get some lessons. And of course, follow him on as what the Gaming Metal Mouse did there with the command. So you're able to follow him on the social medias, on the YouTube channel, Instagram, and Facebook as well. My bot is not working good today. I don't know what has happened to it, but anyways, um, obviously it's I don't pay for the bot, so the bot is gonna do whatever the hell bot is gonna do.
Yeah, yeah, for
The
sure.
bot's a bot. They have their own conscious mind nowadays as well. Some of them, at least. So,
Yes.
what are your activities now besides like music? What do you do? I mean, is there something that keeps you kind of going?
Besides music, that's a good question. I mean, there is not that much. I mean, I have a dog. That's like
All right.
my main activity beside it that keeps
Where
me
is
like.
he?
She is somewhere behind the curtains,
Oh,
sleeping.
not no, okay. Not comfortable on the camera.
Depends on the day. But yeah, she's like special. Let me say it this way.
Right. Interesting.
Yes,
Special
yes.
as
Maybe
in
maybe she will come on
with
later on.
as in with an attitude special, or as in like,
Yeah, I would say yeah. Attitude-wise, yes. Not
okay.
like the typical. She's like, I mean, she's like a dog with the character of a cat.
That's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's like she's
Oh wow.
like total diva.
Wow. Wow. So how old is she?
Let me think. She turns 4 this year. Yes, yeah,
Cool.
so she's 3 at the moment, 3.5.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. So
let's
and
see.
and her name is
Diva.
really?
She's called, yeah, yeah. I mean, I got her when she was like 1.5 years old, and then she was called Diva, and I was like, who the fuck calls the dog Diva? And then I got her, and it was like, oh
And
yeah,
then you were like, well, that makes total sense, right?
yes,
Oh
absolutely,
man. Oh man.
yeah.
So I mean, that gets most of your time like spent with the dog.
Yes, 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 yes. I mean, walking
Right.
outside. Um, evening time with a dog and all this. That's most of
Right. But what
what
else? I mean, like, what else are your hobbies do you tend to watch?
hobbies. I
Do
mean,
you like to Netflix and chill?
sometimes I watch like some series, but that's
Right.
only it's dependent on the series actually.
Mhm.
It's like I
But do
didn't watch
you
that.
do you only Netflix or you chill as well, if you know what I mean?
It depends on the evening. So
Right on. Okay. Well, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's good. That's good. It depends
that's
on
cool.
the evening, right? What about the mornings?
Yeah, morning's great
Why,
as well.
why evenings always? Like, what's that concept, man?
Yeah, I mean morning it's like more energetic. I mean you're like full of energy.
Wow, it's a very nice, right?
Very nice.
Mm. So talking about like, so you're into movies or you're into TV series or what's your forte?
Um, both, but I mean I was into horror movies a lot actually.
What's your favorite
But
horror movie, if there is any?
let me think. The last great one I watched was I need to think what's the English title. I know only the German one. Let me look that up.
Well, of course, because Germany loves to do that, right?
Yes, Germany has like it was called Us. I don't know if you watched the movie.
Ass? What?
No, Us, Us,
Us,
US.
US. Yeah, yeah, okay. Us,
It's a
okay.
great concept behind the movie, and it's like
Yeah,
yeah.
Ass, trust me, is this very horror. It's not just a horror movie, it's horror everything.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it alone completely at night, like at 1 o'clock.
Uh,
I mean, I didn't watch many
no,
horror
no,
movies.
I was talking about Ass. Not,
Ah,
uh,
no, no, no,
that's
different,
full
different,
of
different.
horrors. Like
Yeah, for sure.
Us, I have to see that if I have seen it. Is it on Netflix?
I don't know if it was Netflix or Amazon, somewhere
Right.
there.
Who are the actors? Us.
Let me Google this quickly, and I
Okay.
can tell you where
If somebody
actors
knows
are.
in the chat, they can definitely let know. That would be
Yeah, I have
great.
it open. Wikipedia is telling me. Uh, Directed by Jordan Peele.
Okay.
Starring I don't know any of the actors because I'm not into actors. It's like Lupita Nyong'o,
You're
Winston
not
Duke.
into actors, or what did you say here?
Not into actors. I know maybe 2 or 3 actors by name.
Okay. But what about actresses?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Wait, let me think.
Because you said you're not into actors, so I thought maybe you're into the.
Let me think.
Uh,
Do I know any female actor? No.
okay.
Is Angelina Jolie? Yeah. One.
Right. Right.
Emma Watson.
Emma
But that's it.
Watts. So like whole gap of like mid generation, like 2 generations apart, right?
Yeah.
Nearly. Angelina Jolie and then Emma Watson on the other hand. Like, wow, cool,
Yeah.
man.
I don't know many. That's
All right. Okay.
yeah.
So okay,
I
horror
just watched
movies. But
horror movies. Yes.
what else?
Horror movies. For movies, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're into movies in that sense.
Yeah, horror movies basically. Yeah, I think there. If I need to think of other horror movies that are great, I mean, the Halloween thing is great, like done by Rob Zombie. Don't know if you watched his take on Halloween. No,
Not
didn't
my
do.
cup of tea. Not these,
Yeah,
like the usual American kind of character-based kind of horror movies.
yeah, I know
Nope.
what. I mean, this
Jack
thing's
the Ripper or this Halloween or the what is the Chainsaw Massacre kind of a thingy, Texas Chainsaw Massacre
yeah,
thingy.
Texas Chainsaw.
Out out and about. No, not for
I,
me.
I like to watch some of them, but the things I like the most is like the story because the story is kind of the same in every of these movies. It's
Exactly, right?
I mean, there's some great horror movies with a great story, like the one like Us. That's the great story behind the horror movie because it's not just slaying
All right.
and the whole sex thing behind the horror movies, like it's typical in America.
Sex thing. What?
Yeah, I mean, like if you
Yeah.
watch a horror movie, it's like always like sex and slaying. Like that's like the two
Got you.
things it's based on. Like story isn't that much needed. It's like a certain people, like young people going into the woods and get lost and blah 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 blah, or like going to a Lynyrd Skynyrd concert and get lost, like in Texas Chainsaw.
What? Like, oh, I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I
I
mean that's like a true story behind the Texas Chainsaw thing. Like there was like
right.
a group of young people that were on a trip to the Lynyrd Skynyrd concert,
Uh-huh.
and I think they got catched up by some weird people that yeah, like that. I don't know, that like slayed them and was eating the meat of them. Like crazy thing. Yes. Ah,
Interesting.
Dorcas.
Hallo?
Hey, hallo?
Hallo,
Na,
hallo?
steckst du hinter meinem Stuhl oder was? Ja, guck du.
No interest. No interest.
No, no, not at all.
No attitude. Attitude. Showing the ass. Like that's what. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
just dip the food.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there you go.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
drinking.
Well, at least that's good. At least
Yeah,
that's
at least
good.
something.
Right. So okay. So
Yes,
that the horror movies are your thing. Then in that
yes.
sense. Have you seen Silent Hill?
Yes, and Silent Hill was actually a big influence on the album,
Oh,
the
really?
soundtrack.
Was it?
Yes, yes. Also,
Interesting.
yeah, really big influence. Like I don't know, the original soundtrack that Akira Yamaoka did for the games, and he was using this mandolin thing like on the entire soundtrack, and that's why I choose like some similar instrument
Mm-hmm.
for all the songs.
Yeah, I mean, Silent Hill as a movie would be one of my top favorite horrors. And
Yeah,
yeah,
of me and Alex as well.
yeah, that's definitely a thing. So I think we did talk about it because every time that I thought about like the Wrath or basically the last song, particularly, which I'm not gonna say it out loud, I think we have named them already out, right? So,
Yes, yes.
Salvation, particularly. I mean, I remembered I always saw the triangle head in my head when I was writing the lyrics and, coming.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. I always had the triangle head in my head. And that's how I wrote the whole thing. But the massacre, not the massacre, but like a particular stage of him going to get like, you know, coming to a salvation was not. Then it wasn't the triangle head, but always.
But
That's the
that was
first one that came in my head.
that was the idea actually for the whole concept of the song.
Right. So maybe this
So yeah,
could be because of the, the musical influence in that sense. Like subconsciously, that would drove me to that. So that's
yeah, yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
That
but that's a big influence.
right.
I
And
will be
more
also future material.
right, but the people might not know, but that's a fact that we haven't actually seen each other or we have sat down to talk since Wolfside Festival, I believe. No,
Yeah,
no, no,
the
no.
Bochum
The Bochum gig. Exactly. So that's
let's see,
like since 2018.
18.
So that means that we really don't like, we didn't mingle around like, hey, yeah, cool, let's write it together. I've written the lyrics at home, worked the
Yeah,
album in this studio, and recorded it here as well. So yeah, we have done it like far from away from each other, basically in that sense.
yes,
So
yes.
all I worked with was the actually a writing description of like, okay, this is how the first song idea is in the head. This is what it is. Second is this. Third is this. And fourth is this. So I made up the storyline behind it that, okay, this is what delivered to me as an idea. What could be done according to that? So we haven't sat down together to be like, yeah, we like Silent Hill together. Let's think about it. So that's us getting to know each other is what the part of this conversation is about as well. Because obviously, I mean, nowadays, as the Germans only have one person available to do that. So I mean, like you are only able to hang out with one person. So I am hanging
Yeah.
out with one person, but only on the German internets with
German internet.
Ibernets.
Immense.
With Ibernets. Yeah. Okay, so this is an interesting thing. I did not know that, but like now I'm more cleared with that as well. So that's cool. That's cool.
Yes, yes.
But where is it so that that did only the horror movies kind of like gets you going, or is there any other sort of style as well that you like?
For
Because
movie.
Netflix and chill with a horror movie might be very difficult, right?
Well, depends.
Exactly. Well, it depends. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I think sometimes I don't know, and there's not a specific style that I'm completely into and that I'm
Right.
like I watch like basically from everything, something like comedy, some comedy movies as
Mm-hmm.
well, some thrillers. If it's a good one, it gets my
Right.
interest
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
But
Good.
there's nothing like not like a specific genre where I like follow every release of a movie or like
Right.
anything that's happening there. I just catch what
Right.
gets my attention then, and it's interesting.
Right. So, what are besides like the movies or the other activities that you tend to aim to or do besides like music, movies, besides Netflix and chilling?
Basically, there isn't that much because music's taking most of the time, actually.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I think we do some photo shoots and video projects for my own channels, which is kind of more my hobby thing because there I can do whatever I want. Like that's like when I want to sit down and do like, for example, cover song just for fun.
Right.
That's most my teaching bands and everything is eating up lots of time actually during the day.
Right. Right.
So maybe what could be considered hobby is like taking walks like in nature. It's like also a cool thing
Yeah. Yeah.
for me, like to relax. And
Right.
nature can be really beautiful. So, cause
Indeed. Indeed.
yeah, especially we have some great places here in Germany and Austria. I don't know if you have been ever in Austrian woods or in the mountains there.
Well, I've been to
I mean,
Austria, but not the Austrian woods.
if you like, once we drove like to a gig in Vienna in
Right.
Austria, like from Germany to Vienna. We crossed the border and there were immediately just mountains, like
Yeah. I mean,
border and mountains. It's crazy.
yeah, exactly. That had been. I've passed by Austria many times when I was traveling. Well, when I used to travel from going to Italy, for instance, from
Mhm.
Germany to Italy. So I passed by a couple of times, well, quite many times actually.
Yes, yes, yes,
And
yes.
but else than that, I've had the chance of like going in on the mountains or around the mountains. It's a funny story, like the Wintersun related as well. So we wanted to go to one particular place, and my Google map showed me, let's say, okay, let me showcase you. So this is like what would it be? Wait a minute. Let's take this pop filter as an example. Ouch. All right, there we go. So pop filter here. So we were supposed to actually go to this place, right?
Mm.
Now the thing is that my Google map went like, okay, you go from here, 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 and across this mountain, and then there you are. So I'm like, okay. Well, I kept telling like, you know, our driver was Mr. Timo Häkkinen, who used to be our session drummer as well in Wintersun, and Häkkinen was like, yeah, okay, no, are you sure? Then Yari kept on telling me as well that, dude, like this really does not look correct. I'm like, no, Google Map telling us we gotta go. We gotta do it. And actually, fortunately, I took really amazing pictures from the scenery of Austria because it just looked exactly like the Windows wallpaper. So, which
Yeah.
I might share it sometime on the Discord server. If you guys don't know, I have a Discord server you can join. So I might share it sometime over there. But then what happened was eventually I was told by my Google, we ended up exactly at a stop, I mean, like halt completely in front of a house, and the cow was watching at us while eating. So, like, straight at us, like we were in the car and the cow is watching us, and this was a dead end. So, apparently, we were supposed to go behind that mountain. So, we went on the other side of the mountain. Then it took us a half an hour to drive down back and then go from the other side. So we had, it would have been faster for us to walk from there to the other side of the mountain than to drive there. So it was an interesting experience in Austria. So those were my side of going to the nature in Austria, but not the woods yet. No.
Yeah, I mean, there are also like great ones in Germany.
Right.
They call it like Schwarzwald is great.
Schwarzwald,
Yes, and
Black World, Black
Harz,
Forest.
yeah, Harz is also great. It's like close to Rockhart's open air.
Yeah.
That's a great one. I
Interesting.
mean,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
the even in the video you could see in the circle like the nature, or where did you actually shoot the video?
In the woods, near
In the woods.
city. No,
Right.
it was close to a city. It was like 3 kilometers out of the city. There was
Right.
there have been most of the videos.
Interesting. It was a good location. It was very interesting, suiting location, so you didn't have to come to Scandinavia.
No, no.
Exactly.
Uh,
Because when we talk about the woods, the Scandinavian woods can be very interesting.
yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I never have been there yet, but
All right. What? You have never been to Scandinavia?
no,
What? Really?
no, no.
Damn, dude. Okay. Okay.
It's on my
Well,
list, but
yeah.
never made it yet.
Well,
Sadly.
we'll wait for Uncle Corona to die, then things are gonna get better.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hopefully, Auntie Corona would not kill us as well afterwards, because we are trying our best to kill Uncle Corona. So
Yeah, of
Auntie
course.
might be um, on us. All right. So now that we are aware of your not being in, like, not coming to Scandinavia at all, how much Scandinavian metal has influenced you?
Uh, Basically, during my youth time, it was basically just Scandinavian metal, I would say.
Which bands would those be?
I started back then with Children of Bodom, I think.
Right.
Yes, that was the first one. And then it had like Kalmar. I found Kalmar then also. That was also a really great one.
Right.
Yeah, then soon, like back in 2015, like the whole Wintersun thing started off for me. That
Right.
was also crazy.
Right.
Cause like
Right.
one year, it was like 1 year just the Wintersun basically.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like every morning. Like I went to my school time back then. It was like at Time album on repeat like for a year every morning.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
Wow.
crazy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So how was it like then in that case? How was it like to open for Wintersun?
Yeah, there was a thing that I always wanted to do, like, and then it really happened and came together,
Right.
which was like kind of was like yeah, when it happened, I couldn't get it like that it really happened because it was like an aim that I had on my list. Like I want to
Right.
like some bands I enjoyed during my youth time and that I really look up to then, and then we like had the Wintersun thing on the support
Right.
slot and it was like I didn't expect it to happen that early.
Right.
It was,
Right. 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 But that's
I
cool.
mean, I
Yeah.
mean, like back then, even when I discovered it, like discovered Wintersun, like I found out that Timo was giving lessons, and then was like 2 years there with Timo.
Right.
Was also like great thing, like learning from the people or from the one that like inspires you like close to the most.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. I think like guitarist wise, I think Timo was like biggest inspiration.
No, that's pretty cool. That's pretty
I
cool.
mean, not even like it's not like because like I mean, Temo has like now his own bands like,
Hmm.
but back then it was like just Wintersun but it's for me, it's like inspiring more like the mentality behind him, like how he how he approaches the whole guitar thing, dedication, and how he keeps like pretty good attention to all these details, technique wise, and
Right.
I mean his knowledge is like crazy regarding technique, theory, everything, the instruments. Like you can ask him anything, and he has an answer for everything.
Right. Right.
It's like that's like crazy. Like a lot of guitarists are really great and know their thing and know some things, and they're really good at these some things, but outside of this, like it's like they don't know that much, or like they're not that versatile. But he's like knows something from everything, and it's like
Right.
pretty versatile in this direction,
Right. Well, that's
which is
pretty
great
cool.
to teach. Yeah,
Right. So that's your Scandinavian connection, let's say it that way.
yeah,
So that
maybe
means, but that is still Finnish, you know.
yeah, mostly Finnish. I need to think for Swedish bands if there's anything on Norwegian. It's difficult. I mean, there are some bands like these days. I listen to like some Swedish black metal bands that I discovered last year.
Right.
There's still smaller names like Aegis. I don't know if you know them. They're actually it's pretty great like Swedish black metal.
All
Let me
right.
look up. They have also some known members from known bands from Sweden. Let me look this up quickly.
Ages.
Aegis, yes.
Okay.
Um, some members of some more known bands. Yeah, from the section basically in Night Rage,
All
some
right.
members.
All
So
right.
this can be considered great black metal. And the section is also great. I
Yes.
think.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Or for Norwegian, I would say. Let me think. Yeah, I would probably say Isan. Isan is a great songwriter, especially in the progressive music
Right.
field. Or Leprous, for example.
Right. So,
I
but
mean,
those are
I
the
know.
new
And
sort of.
I'm more on the new things. Like I skipped on a lot of other things. Um, oh well, I checked out a lot of the other things, but I mean I'm not that old. So
Right.
like was like Leprous and Isan were like coming up when I was young or younger, and then I discovered them.
Right.
Great. And for the progressive music, it's like really top-notch things in my opinion these
Right.
days.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. So that would be a very interesting for you to actually like, come towards Scandinavia and see the land which has kind of influenced you.
Well, for sure, that's like I mean, nature-wise, I want to see Finland as well because
Definitely.
I mean it's like winter like half of the year. And I
Sorry?
mean, in
It's
all
like
like it's like winter half of the year. Like in Germany, we don't
hmm
have winter at all. I mean, it's like we had like in January or in February we had like a week of really heavy winter. We didn't have it like for 20 years, kind of like
right.
this heavy. It
Exactly.
was you couldn't drive for a week because it was like half a meter of snow. Since I live like pretty
Half a
outside of
meter of snow and you couldn't drive. Well, yeah. That's like a regular thing in Finland.
yeah, but in Germany it's like all people were like, no, can't.
Yeah. Can't do it. Oh my god, mein Gott. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I live like far away from everything here in my city. It's
Right.
and my whole completely entrance of my flat was completely blocked with snow, and I need to take care completely of this big area because it's a really big area here in front of my flat, and I need to take care of it myself
Oh wow.
completely. And with Alex together, it
Oh
was
man.
like
So
moments
do
of
you
work.
guys live together?
Yeah, we live together.
What the hell? Okay, that I didn't know as well. So that's interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean
That's
that's the reason why we can like put that much time into it and uh, all this because like after work we have can just say let's do this, let's do that.
well, that's pretty sweet. That I didn't know as well. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. That makes
Yeah,
things a lot easier for
yeah. I
sure.
mean, I mean, uh, if you want to find people in Germany like for such kind of music, it's uh,
Could be difficult, I believe, right?
yeah, it's not that easy. That's I
Right.
mean, there's a reason why we don't have a full lineup because it's like yeah, some people that are really good, but these some people are always in 10 bands and like taken and
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the for this more modernish like death metal thing, it's like you don't find many people, many bands here.
Right, right,
And
right,
if you find, then it's like on the other side of the country, and then it gets difficult again as well, like organizing video shoot, like when everybody needs to meet at a certain point,
right,
drive like hours and
right.
everything.
Wow. Yeah, it can be quite intimidating, I believe. I think, yeah, it would be difficult to find the kind of, but still, I mean, like the population is so much in Germany that there might be a possibility of that, but I don't know where they hide themselves, like, but they just don't come out,
Yeah,
probably.
the problem is you have like an older scene. There are a lot of people, but younger scene is like it's dead kind of. I mean, if I think of, I don't know. I mean, maybe know one or two people my age that are really into this, really into the scene, and they're
Wow.
like really want to like reach something and build up their own bands or play
Right.
in other bands. I mean, there's like really big gap. It's like you have the people above 30, like in the mid of 30s, like there are a lot of people, and 40s for sure for the older bands, but in the 20s, like
Yeah.
empty. There are like
It's
some
like,
people somewhere in Germany, but especially for the Black Death thing, you can't
mm,
find it.
maybe the market has, just gone out of the window when it comes to,
Yeah, and I think it's a German thing because yes, some things are really popular here, but
okay,
outside of it, I mean, the pagan thing is really popular here.
right,
Symphonic is also like this more mainstreamy symphonic things are also popular here, and
right.
the also all the old school Iron Maiden kind of stuff. It's also like
That's not gonna die.
yeah, that's for sure. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna die. But in Germany, it's like since we have like a lot of older people in the scene, and they're kind of totally going for it.
Right,
A,
right.
a lot, a lot of bands in this direction. I mean, if you take a look at labels like AFM, they're
Mhm.
like completely based on such style of music, like on this more 80s hard rock metal
Right,
based style.
right, right,
Like,
right.
if you look at the Rooster, there are maybe two death metal bands signed. like Mors Principium Est is signed there, and we are there with Asim, and the rest is like power metal, hard rock, 80s, new wave of British heavy metal kind of bands.
Interesting is what I would say.
Yeah, I mean that's like also like German thing.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean it's hard to even though like from our side, like at least I can say from Wintersun sides in Europe, Germany is the biggest market. There's no question about it. I mean,
Yes. Yes.
Germany
I mean,
can become the biggest market of everything. Like in damnation plan side, I think the North American market had become more for us for some apparent reason. I don't know why, but like True Cult Club, we don't reside. We are nowhere a Finnish market band at all. Like, absolutely. We are probably the despised metal group of Finland, probably because our music style is completely different. So it's just a matter of you know style that the country can like or the people from that particular country can like, and I think the Germans have a very specific kind of a touch that they get once you're able to hit that market, you're good to go. You're good to
yeah.
go for a certain period of time, you know, period of time in that way.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
talking about the album as well, like what have your initial thoughts been? Like, what did you expect out of the album? Like when the whole product was done, ready, the first song was coming out, were there any expectations? Did you think of something like, oh, who's gonna like it, who is not gonna like it, or was it just what were your initial thoughts? Did you just wanted to release it and see what, if it
Yeah,
hits the wall and bounces back, or does it
yeah.
stick to the wall and just, slide slowly down, or
I mean, mostly I don't like to put like expectations there that we need to reach a certain goal or certain thing because you never know, and it's better if you have like if you go with like completely free mind in there and like say like let's see what people think.
Mhm.
and what the reaction will be, because otherwise, I mean, expectations can go wrong, and then like your expectations get crushed or anything. It's like for any artist, I think it's a thing that if you write music or something, it's like your thing, and you release it because you're standing like behind it, because it's like you think that's the best you did like so far. I mean, no one would release like or most people I know wouldn't release like an album like they think like that's not the way they want it.
Hmm.
And I mean, if you have like this high hopes, then or like too high hopes, then it's like getting crushed down.
Right.
And I think it's like if you go like with a free mind in there and like just see what happens and put everything you have into it, like to into the release and into the music and into the promotion, and be as creative as you can, and then it's like the best thing like to stay open and let's see what happens, and then mostly the best things happens if you're like not thinking about it, and then the best things happen mostly.
No, that's good. That's a nice attitude, definitely. And thank you very much, Nigel, for coming to the chat.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, it's YouTube, so definitely not gonna work with the emote stuff. Like that's a Twitch thing. But
Yeah.
the other thing that I was going to ask was like the expectation in that sense. What happened when you saw the feedback from the whole release? Like, what was your um, how did you feel about the feedback? What has
Yeah.
been the feedback for you in
To the state, like we received kind of awesome feedback from, because a lot of people, a lot of people that like really liked the material and got really into it. And also, like, the thing is, when you write a music, you have like thoughts behind the songs, and like more details that the artist pays attention to when you write a song or an album, like. And that some of these details got recognized by people, and they saw like, oh, you did this way because you wanted to achieve this and that, and that's like a great thing if like people really see like the vision you had behind it and the goal you were like going towards, and that it like was received like the way you had it in mind. It's always like cool thing if it's like hitting the point you wanted to hit with.
yeah. Well, that's
It's
cool. That's cool.
yeah.
So, like, what would be the next step after that? Now the album has been released. Now, so are you like, is that going to be the trendsetter for this is the quality of the stuff that we're gonna do, and you're just gonna lift off? Of course, everybody says that. Everybody has that initial idea that yes, the next album is gonna be better. We're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and of course, we're gonna keep on doing it. The harder, the better. The rock solid shit. But is that the kind of like the same vibe of the music material that you're having for the next one as well, or is it just that it's gonna be completely different turn?
No, I don't want to say that we do completely different turn.
Right.
I think next release will go in this similar direction of
Hmm.
this, maybe even a bit darker um, themed one, but I think it will go in a similar direction, because like I think this is the initial idea of the band, and the sound we want to go for. It won't change because we go into this like theme wise, like into this dark emotional direction, like, and psychological lyrics, and that are about like own emotions, feelings, and things that happen in life generally. Like, but some aspects might change in the future. Like, you develop, find new influences and all, and then might incorporate some new elements into the future releases. But the core, like this black
Right.
melodic death core, will stay the same, I think, with this
Okay.
atmospheric elements to it.
So you
Sometimes
you you would
sometimes more.
say that black metal actually is kind of like what can define you. You can define yourself emotionally better with this style of music.
At the Yeah, recently in recent times, yes, because I consumed a lot of black metal myself.
Right.
But it's for black metal depends, because it's like at the moment worldwide there's like a really big market for the black metal thing. A lot of this one man black metal projects, atmospheric black metal, post black metal thing. It's
Mm.
kind of like there's a lot of things happening, but to me, you need to find the really good things in this genre because there's a lot of happening, but not all of that. All of it is really great because there in black metal are really great bands that really do like fantastic jobs in my opinion. And then there are also some that's like mm, they don't stick like out of the mass because it's like I think you know what I mean. It's like more
Yep.
this generic thing. Everybody knows this generic black metal stuff, and
Right.
there's these things that like go beyond it, like out of this normal typical black metal image thing with the normal corpse paint, like black and white, and this religious influence into it, like it's getting boring and never was my thing. And then there's also like the newer direction. I
Hmm.
mean, for example, I think the biggest name for it is like Harakiri, for example.
Right.
They go also like more to this away from this religious side and go like to the more emotional, personal lyrics, since the singer's like writing mostly personal stories in the lyrics. Which that's like the direction also we want to go, like lyric wise, music wise a bit different for sure, but
Right.
that's like the kind of development and like method that I I personally like prefer these days, and I would like or I prefer for the band as well.
Right. Right. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Now I think we are coming to the point of like ending the stream, but I have to thank first of all the people for being here, like those who have sticked around or who have come new ones to check out what we are talking about, what we are doing. And of course, today we've had the opportunity to talk with some of you here who have asked the questions as well, and of course talk with each other, me and Stan here, and of course celebrating the fact that we got this product done, but got it released as well. So now it's up in your hands, definitely, to spread it around, share as much as possible if you like the material, because you are the ones that can help us reach to other people as well. So the more you share, if you really like the material, definitely do that. Would be very much appreciated. And of course, the most important part is if you want to support the Bandcamp page is there as well. You can check out in the description below. I've posted the if the videos description that the links are posted as well. You just tap one link and all the links would be there. But other than that, because this is the way that we are able to, support the whole industry or support the artists that we like. If you do like the artist, support it, spread the word around. Of course, follow
Mm.
Stan on his social medias as well because he has got another band as well called Asim. He is the guitar player off, and of course, he does a lot of stuff on YouTube as well with the playthroughs and different styles and so on. So it would be nice that if you give him support over there too. And regarding the rest of the thing, the more and more news would be coming out. I mean, from time to time. But for now, we would like to celebrate the album, listening to the album. I think in the comments section below, right after this, I will be posting the streaming link of the video of the album, which actually you can find from one of the links that are around. I'm not sure where it is, but like I will definitely post it separately in the comment section of the video so you're able to stream the album. And of course, share it because sharing is caring, if you know what I mean. Yes. But now it's sorry, what?
No, I didn't say anything.
All right, yeah.
Just
Um, but now I have an interesting question. This happens as well, like with the ones who come to my stream as like guests or as like the fellow colleagues of the works that I've done with. There's always that question that the end of the stream goes to. This is about something that we haven't talked about, right? But I think
mm,
you have an idea about it because you've watched a couple of my stuff already happening
yes,
around with certain people in it. So the most of you who don't know, or some of you who don't know, the thing is that I do a lot of Twitch streams as well, right? So Twitch, I have a streaming channel in there, and it all started from there. So I had different guests that come to Twitch, and then I started to move them towards YouTube now. But I still do Twitch streams. and I do YouTube streams now as well. So now the question that always revolves around the end and the community of my Discord community as well, that has become pretty exciting, is it has to do something with pizza for sure. Of course, it's a food type question. Um, and of course, everybody has that one particular yes or no answer to it. Nobody had, like, somebody had said, like, yeah, maybe yes and no, but it strictly has to be a yes and no answer. It cannot be like yes and no, but it has to be yes or no. So, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
It's no.
There you go. See, people? Yes, I work with the people who are like minded. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You got the answer. You got the
I
answer.
mean,
It's a no. It's a no.
yeah. I mean, it's general no for me for pineapple. So
What? No. What? Like, what? No, no, no. The question was pineapple on the pizza. Yes or no?
yes, no, completely
Yes, no,
no.
what? Completely
No,
no. Exactly. There you go.
completely no.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Three in a row. That's what's happening, people. I'm gonna be bringing people who I have a feeling with are the no sayers, nay sayers. You know, exactly. That's what's gonna happen. How about Diva?
I think no.
Yes. See, exactly. That's why she came in the picture as well. She was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
talking about that pineapple stuff, huh?"
Yes, yes.
Exactly. So that's important. Now she went away. Like, what's up with her? Like, what? That's the attitude we're talking about. Look at that. Like, yeah, attention, yeah, yeah.
Yes, crazy.
That's great. That's great. But yeah, Stan, I mean, thanks for coming by. Um, Congrats once again for the album release. Of course, now we're just gonna let the world take it in and spit it out so that the others can take it in as well. What? No, just absorb the album and share the album
Yeah,
around.
that
And
sounds
that
better.
that sounds better, right? Exactly. I think so. We're gonna stick with that one. Yeah. Um, and of course, join the Instagram, Facebook of the Circle as well. You can see under Stan the links, and of course the YouTube page as well. Do subscribe to it because there will be more stuff coming on, and that would be nice for you to do that. Now, rest said, once again, thanks, Stan, for coming by. And we
Yes,
will, we probably should do a couple of more, interesting stuff regarding streams sometimes, maybe on Twitch. Who knows?
yes, yes, maybe.
Exactly.
That would be a good thing actually, I think.
Because you are, as a guitar player, would be interesting that can showcase me some licks and tricks. Maybe I could learn some circle songs. Because that's, yeah, exactly. I mean, because that's the series that I'm gonna start making, which is
Ah,
learning from other guitar players. So that's gonna come to YouTube as well,
I mean, yeah,
and
that's
that could
great.
be interesting because
Yeah, indeed
I don't
interesting.
I don't know how to play the circle songs. Like you can
I
teach me.
mean, for some I don't know anymore as well. Since I mean, time
Exactly. See, things can happen that way as well. Exactly.
yes, so I learned them as well again.
Yeah, yeah. Relearning would be an interesting stream. So you can relearn, then can teach me, and then forget them again, and then I can
Yes, yeah,
forget them too.
yeah. See, that's the purpose of it.
Perfect solution, right? Perfect stuff
Yes,
in that sense. Well, Mary, unfortunately, yes, we are going to end the stream now, but it's fine. You can rewatch it if you have time. Sometime, of course, you can rewatch the video. But now I gotta call it off. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. Thank you very much. You're far too kind, and your support is very much appreciated, no matter what. Thank you.
yes,
Take care. Thanks once again, Stan. All the
yes.
best, man. Cheerio.